capital.
Belzona, Mississippi. You
All
know what
right.
I'm saying? The big fella don't
In the
show
building.
up in that thing and give you a little bit of this love and share some pleasantries.
All right.
That dude's pleasantries wherever he goes.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
So today is actions speak louder than words. But one of the things that it came out because of the whole Will Smith. But I wanted Vaughn wasn't here on Tuesday,
Mm-hmm.
so we want we did miss you because and that's the whole reason we didn't do this show specifically.
Oh yeah.
So, but you and I talked on the phone after. So what's
to
your
Mafia
take?
too.
Yeah, see,
Yeah, I talked to Mafia.
so what's your take?
I'm just kind of neutral on it because I don't know enough facts. We just know what we've seen. We don't know what happened before that. What I do know is you keep your fucking hands to yourself. I think, you keep your fucking hands to yourself. And then I think we seen two sad things happen. One, we seen a person with a brilliant mind have a meltdown on national TV. For one, you hate to see that, and he lost it to the point where he just snapped. I don't even think he, used any logical thinking at that point. And then we watched the man not even defend himself. So, in my opinion, I don't give a fuck what's online. You put your hands on me, I'm blacking the fuck out. Period. I'm just saying, I don't give a fuck if I lost. I don't give a fuck how much money. The fact that your kids are watching, your wife are watching. Nah, man, you're not gonna put your hands on me. Period.
You're talking about from the Chris Rock perspective.
From the Chris Rock perspective, I feel like if he didn't respond back, maybe he felt like he did something wrong at that point. That's probably what held him back from doing something. But for me, man, you're not gonna walk up and put your hands on me.
But his childhood, he's known for making the bullies laugh and not getting beat up as much for making the bullies laugh. He's actually, there's a whole show. Chris Rock had a show on ABC. That's what it was about.
And he's autistic. I didn't know that.
Word.
He's a functioning autistic.
Okay.
Autism. Well, me neither. I don't know. I can't wear his shoes. I'm not autistic. I'll beat your ass. Don't do that. It's just some shit you don't do to me, man. You spit on me, you slap me. I'm done, dude.
I'm sorry. You did what on? You spit on me?
No. If somebody was, because I don't do people like that. I know where my limitations are. And
Have you had somebody spit on you before?
I ain't had nobody walk up and say nothing to me.
I can't imagine somebody spitting on me.
I ain't had nobody walk up and say nothing out of line to me. That's what, and I thank God because I don't know. I think I've had opportunities where I had to, show conflict resolution and resolve. You know what I mean? But just I don't think I do well with direct disrespect. That's where I think I'll black out because it has happened before where I just lost it and I was like, nah, I try to keep myself away from that. So, I ain't Chris Rock. So fuck all that other stuff. Like I said, man, I don't know enough, man. I'm not taking anybody's side. I don't condone him walking up and put his hands on him. And, I think you got to pay for the words to come out your mouth. Some people don't like what the fuck you say. So if you sat there and you made a whole show, you knew those were planned jokes that he probably said. So he knew that, some words that you say, fucking fight come with it. That's just what that is. I don't know if it's wrong or right, but.
So I did not know, as this thing, because I've been very curious that what the outcome's going to be. And obviously you have people who are like, my kids were watching. The fish slapped the zebra and, all of that crap. Come to find out, Regina Hall had made a joke at their, I don't even know who Regina Hall is.
Oh.
Do you?
Yeah, I know Regina. She's funny.
So Regina Hall made a joke about them earlier in the show.
Did she?
And Jada Pinkett didn't get up off her ass and go slap nobody. But she's going to look at her man and be like, well,
that bitch evil. That bitch evil.
Did you see her laughing?
No, she's evil, man. She's evil, man. Judge Joe made a great point, man. and you know, you have to really know the facts in order to really just make a good you know, educated, you know, response to what happened. You got to know the facts, man. This woman slept with her son's friend in their house. You know what I'm saying?
Over like 4 years, wasn't it?
I don't know how fucking long ago. I don't give a fuck if it was 5 minutes.
No.
Yeah,
Over
yeah,
a 4-year
over.
period.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know how long ago it was, but the fact she did that, you know how incredibly disrespectful she's been to Will. If you know, if he didn't agree to it, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I just have to I try to put myself in other people's shoes, man.
Well,
I'm like, what the fuck would I do in that
It seems like it came out, and again, you know, I'm not
situation?
trying to get involved in their marriage, but
Me neither.
it looks like it came out that she had slept with him, and it's like they came together and said, look, in order for you not to look like a fool, we're gonna say that it was because we have an open marriage. But then she says in that interview how she felt about that kid, and Will Smith starts crying. I don't want to get on all that, but that whole thing seems like weird. But my point being, Regina Hall made a joke. Jay didn't get up off her ass.
Yeah, we don't
She didn't
know
do nothing about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm done with the whole fucking situation at this point because I don't.
Well, I'm
'cause
not,
I don't
because
know.
I want to know what the Academy's saying they tried to get him to leave, yet now they have a source that was part of it that says he was never asked to leave, that it was a complete lie.
Man, I don't know.
So I am curious to see, you know, if Mafio would have been at the awards and Chris Rock had made fun of Mafio's wife, and Mafio got out, I'm not saying you wouldn't do it, but Mafio gets out his chair and slaps the dog shit out of Chris Rock, they're going to tell Mafio to leave.
Yeah,
There's
Mafia-
not
Tell
going to
me
be,
to leave.
huh?
Tell me to leave.
They going to put their hands on you. You leaving.
First of all, you have to be winning an Oscar to be sitting up that in the front like that because they expected you to get
Nominated.
Up and, yeah,
Nominated.
get it up and, you know, possibly walk.
So, but that's, what is it? Fame lets you get away with whatever you want.
Goddamn right. It's always been like this. Who you know, goddamn, what you done. Yeah, I mean, well, it is what it is. Motherfuckers get favors all the time. You know how many times I didn't walk by the line in the club?
All right. All right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Don't get mad at me. You know what I mean? Don't get mad at me. And you know how many people you know, Zach, how much love I didn't.
You know I've been there.
Yeah. Y'all motherfuckers don't act like that, man. Don't do that.
You walking in and
You paid the price.
Emmett Smith's in front of you, and you just like you get in where you want to get. I mean, I've seen it, but I think this is a different instance where, you know, first of all, his actions and then his apology. His actions, you know, to me speak a lot louder than his apology that came out the next day.
Yeah, we don't know where that came from.
Oh yeah, it's PR. His PR people are like, hey man, you need to put out a statement that says I'm sorry and that, you know, I'm a work. Come to find out, he's been slapping people for years. Have you found that out?
Yeah.
Although the one dude I saw that he slapped tried to kiss him. I was like, yeah, you should see it. There's a video.
Oh, he asked.
Talking about regular old Joe.
No, it was a
Even
media event.
No, right.
No.
First of all, I don't give a fuck who it is. I'm just asking.
It was a media event. He was walking down. It was an interview, and the guy shakes his hand, and then dude pulls on him and tries to kisses him actually. And
you don't know who the fuck out in these crowds, man. There's some absolute fucking weirdos, and they ask you stupid ass questions all the fucking time, and they expect you to be in character all the time. It's like, motherfucker, everybody got a day and you have your time when you don't feel like fucking with people. You know, sometimes people pick the right time to come fuck with you, which is the wrong time for you. And it's like, look, depending on what time of the day you come ask me how tall I am, my response is going to be definitely different. Yeah, some days I just feel edgy, just like everybody else does. It's like, look, man, back the fuck up. You know, why the fuck do you care about how tall I am and all that? Like, am I going to win a prize, motherfucker? You going to give me a discount? Well, you know what I mean? Get out my fucking business. You know, at the first, you know, so you don't know what how you're going to feel or how you're going to respond, because you don't know when people are going to walk up and ask you stuff. So that's definitely something that you got to work on, and we all got to work on our triggers. Just because something
Yes.
triggers you, don't mean it's going to trigger the next person. You might not give a fuck about somebody fucking your wife, but this dude does. You know what I'm saying? Everybody not, tied up that way and not worried, so you wired up that way. So when people's like, you didn't get up and slap out, the kid, it was like, he may didn't give a fuck about this. She may have some ragged ass pussy. We don't know.
Hey, Von, you say he give a fuck about somebody doing that to his wife
Some people might not.
or talking about her?
Or talking about it. Yeah, that might be his
What-
trigger.
But
That
again,
might be his trigger. Look, man, he's been embarrassed all this time. He's like, look, motherfucker, look, I done had enough. He might not, man.
you're my example.
Huh?
You're my example.
let me pick out the weakest motherfucking link here. I know I ain't gonna
That is exactly what the
Yeah.
weakest fucking
Yeah,
link.
if I'm gonna pop on somebody. I got 100% chance I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm not popping on the rock. Shit, what the fuck am I popping on the rock for?
Hence my punk ass bitch that he,
Yeah.
if Jada in that situation, if I was Will Smith, Jada leaned over and goes, I'd have been like, well, when Regina Hall was making her comments, where were you at, bitch?
Mhm.
Sitting with your bald ass right there. That's what you. That's where you were at.
That's different when your lady with you though. Ooh, Lord.
So
Ooh, that
action
gets
speak
your
loud.
ass
I
in
mean,
trouble,
they
boy.
have a ton of actions. She's cheated. She's done her thing. You had a chance to watch the video,
I did.
and
I did.
what'd you think after watching the video?
So your comments the other day were
Tuesday.
so you didn't even watch it at all.
Tuesday. I did not.
You just going off face value.
Yeah.
And I think that's what
And-
I'm sorry. Go
No,
ahead.
Go
It's
ahead,
your
please.
time.
Go ahead, because
I think a lot of us are just taking it off face value, and one thing I think me and you have in common, we like to look at we like to dig into the. I like to dig into like, wonder why he went up there. You know what I mean? It had to be something to trigger that guy to do that. So you didn't see it, but now you see it. So what do you think?
So now I've seen it, and y'all know I pay close attention to detail. I put myself in the situation, and I played it out as if I was Will walking up there.
Absolutely, as you should.
And then I played it out after the slap being Chris Rock, and then I played it out being Will Smith walking away, and none of it made logical sense when it comes to instincts.
Yeah.
Because first of all right, from Will walking up there and the initial smack, right? You mean to tell me you're gonna smack somebody, turn around immediately,
And
button
cool.
your jacket up? No thought of this, no retaliation, and I'm talking instinct now.
Yeah.
And then from the aspect of Chris Rock, he gets smacked, okay,
with his hands behind his back.
and a brace. From my thoughts,
Yes.
I'm like, okay, he braced himself for this. But then, with no reaction physically, he says something to the effect of this. I just got smacked by Will Smith. No, that's not instinctive to me, man.
No,
That looks like
None
it's
of
scripted.
None of that was
No, that
That
instinctive
looks
to me.
scripted.
that looks like stuttering.
And then you get back to your seat after smacking somebody, turn around immediately, button your jacket up, get back to your seat. Now you want to put all this energy in. Keep Mike. Come on, man. He's nominated for a Grammy, bro. He's acting at this point.
It's an Oscar, but
Oscar, whatever. I don't
Yeah, Grammy's music.
Yeah, that shit. You know what I'm saying? But still, you know what I mean? You're
well, in temporary insanity, you would mud stomp the shit out of somebody on stage. When I think of temporary insanity, I'm gonna mud stomp your fucking ass. I ain't gonna slap you because slapping is just an easy act.
In layman terms, though, temporary insanity means you black the fuck out.
But you
Which
saw
do
Chris
stuff.
Rock. Chris Rock kind of leaned like he thought Will was gonna whisper in his ear because I thought that,
Oh, he whispered in his ear.
yeah,
Chin
whispered,
music.
yeah.
It's called chin music.
And another thing I thought about that instinctively, you have all this anger, and I'm speaking of all this anger when you get back to your seat and you hollering and MFing and all this. You mean to tell me you gonna open hand somebody versus with a fist? And you're angry, right? You're angry, but nothing showed anger to me until he spoke. Nothing showed instincts like this is this is how this works. No, I don't care who you are in this world. If you're gonna smack somebody, you're gonna smack them, but you're not just gonna turn your back like they're not gonna do nothing. I just couldn't logically see that happening.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
that
then for
looked
Chris
too-
Rock to
looked too staged to me.
I mean, he totally downplayed everything. You want to call it professional? You want to call it being in the no?
I
That's
think
not.
it's shock.
That's not instinct. Even in shock, yo. In shock, you gonna open your mouth, do something like this. I know he's quick, witty, think. You know what I'm saying? Improv and all that. But
a slap you right out of witty. At shock, like you'd be like, this motherfucker. You know what I mean?
I just got slapped by Will Smith.
Yeah,
I mean, none of it made sense when you look at instinct, natural human instincts and reactions. It just
Well, if you take it as a knee-jerk reaction, Jada, you know, I view, you know, they always say you got a devil here and devil here, and every time you see it in the movies, it's you, right?
Mhm.
A little you, little bad you, little good you.
Yeah.
I think, you know, Will Smith is Will Smith, and Will Smith has the good Will Smith, and then Jada Pickett's the evil side of it.
She evil all the way around.
I think she gave him that whatever's been going on.
Dirty
with
little motherfucker.
Yeah,
She's a dirty little.
And then Denzel's like, the devil's coming from me. Yeah, the devil's coming from me.
Yeah.
Its name is called Jada Pickett.
Yeah,
the devil coming from you?
That's what Denzel.
No,
when you get high up, watch out, because that's when the devil comes from you. That devil is Jada.
If you believe in hell, and then we got going to that.
That's Jada.
Okay.
I believe we
Jada.
already in hell right now.
Hey.
Yeah, it
So-
gotta be.
Back to our actions speak loud. I mean, obviously, you know, this whole deal with Ukraine and the actions of the president of Ukraine, like a champ, getting out there, not abandoning his country. It doesn't matter what you say. We all thought he was going down. We all thought that it was going to take 3 days for them to take. Now we're all of a sudden we're talking about Ukraine might actually end up start pushing. You got dead Russian generals.
We're not talking about momentum, are we?
Man, you know, they're having to bombard. They're shifting. They had to go back into their resources.
That look bad, though.
Man,
You
dead
talking
generals.
all this shit.
Yeah.
Oh, they got some generals that died.
Oh, they got like
they took
four-
a lot
yeah,
of losses.
They've been
Really?
A lot of losses.
So they was out.
A lot of losses.
You gonna come on my land, and you don't think I got this bitch booby trap for your ass? Come on, bring your ass. So we got people riding tanks and following holes and stuff. We didn't do it.
Well, you know, they're using
stopped-
drones. They're dropping bombs from drones. Ukraine
Really?
is dropping bombs with drones.
Really, I
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
know that.
They stopped their tank, that Russia's tank.
Ooh.
Yeah, they stopped that in the very beginning.
Yeah, they wasn't
Yeah.
bullshit. They're like, yeah, keep thinking we playing over here.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, that is, I mean, you want to talk about actions.
When you come to somebody's house, you got to be prepared that they know the lay of the land. You're not gonna come to my house and beat me inside of my house.
Inside my house.
That's what you're not gonna do, because I know where everything is, right? You know, it's kind of like when Denzel was in the house on training day and old boy came in there shooting, and he said, "You know, I'm surgical with this motherfucker." He already had a 12 gauge up underneath the bed,
Yes,
right?
sir.
And he hit that door. Goo! He said, I'm surgical with this motherfucker, don't you? You know, I put your homeboy in the wheelchair already.
Well, now they're messed up because, I mean, you know, one of there's the hardest warfare is guerrilla warfare, and so now, you know, you're in
Oh, yeah.
Ukraine, and you know they were letting tanks and you know Russian vehicles pass them by,
And,
and then they were
yeah.
just flanking the shit out of them and blowing them up.
Flanking the shit out of him.
And now they've got old equipment. It shit's breaking down. They're running out of gas. You know, they got all these issues. But the actions of this for me is, well, and the Putin, obviously you're trying to threaten people, and now look at
Now
your
you look
bitch
like a
ass.
bitch.
Yeah, look at
Now
your
you look
bitch
like a
ass.
bitch. We told you,
Yeah.
karma, motherfucker. Hey,
Yeah. I
Now-
think
now-
the only person that I would reverse that for is Trump.
What?
His words spoke louder than his actions, because nobody was paying attention to his actions. Because Trump was one of those people that he would you know, for example, we know for a fact that the COVID vaccine is the fastest vaccine to ever be created, FDA approved. Most of the time that shit takes,
Yes.
5 years. And when he did Operation whatever dumbass thing he could, Warp Speed, and what kind of dumbass name is
Good
that?
morning.
When he created that and did that, that was an amazing action. And if he'd have shut the fuck up and not talking about drinking Clorox and not talking about, can I chew on a fucking, because that's what I was sitting there thinking, what somebody
Grab her by the pussy.
take a Clorox wipe, it'll clean out your mouth. What kind of dumbass shit? Well, what about UV lights? What are you gonna do? Everybody buy a UV light for their house and X-ray yourself and get cancer?
I don't think we really took him seriously, man, because I laughed at the Republican presidential debate, the Republican candidate debate, and how he was insulting Jeb Bush. Oh my God, I was in tears, dude. Like, this is.
Oh, you're talking early on.
Yeah, this is fucking comedy. I didn't think he was going to ever become president, and I think his words he wasn't able to back his words up until he got into a position of power where he could actually do some stuff.
And his actions did exactly that. He did some amazing shit
when it comes to legislation and laws and interactions with other countries.
Breaking the wheel.
Yes.
Well, he had the backing. He had the backing though. When they can, when they back you and pass you, you can get some stuff done. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, he did get a lot of shit done because.
But
he had that
words spoke louder than actions with that
absolutely.
fucker.
It's called narcissistic.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
We got a system behind him,
and he's been that way forever. Yeah. Like, he always want to beat on his chest and me. He wanted the attention all the time.
Well, wouldn't you? He had a whole spoon. He had in his mouth when he was born, and he's always had it. And then he got a system behind him that allows for him to.
And then he wants to act like he's self-made. Motherfucker, you can't get a $7 million loan and say you're self-made.
But I saw a 3-part documentary about him. And
what'd you learn?
What was part 1?
That spoon was taken out of his mouth. He wanted the spoon in his mouth, but his dad didn't give him the spoon.
But the first time he wanted to do something, he went to his dad and got the money. The first thing that Trump did, the investment that he made, he went to his dad and got the money. His dad loaned him. I forget which loan came first, but there was $1 million. It may have been the $1 million loan and the $7 million loan.
I was trying to think of the project,
and then that's what he did. Don't get me wrong. Everybody wants to give Trump credit for cleaning up, Manhattan, which really was Mayor Rudy Giuliani, who you want to talk about, actions speak louder than words. I mean, you've turned into batshit crazy.
That motherfucker.
Yeah. But if you remember back in the day, he's the one who brought down, the mob. He's the one who cleaned up New York as the mayor. He's the one that, did all of these things that got New York back up, which is now going back down because, the new DA came out and said, well, we're going to stop arresting people and we're going to stop charging and we're going to try to help them more. Well, how are you going to help them if there are no which is why the crime is way up, way the fuck up.
What, in New York?
Yeah.
People.
One of Trump's actions that Biden is now taking credit for, which that's one of the things that frustrates me the most. Clinton wanted to take credit for the economy. Yet it was Reaganomics catching up with Clinton's policies, which Clinton put great policies. For example, you want unemployment, your ass is going to go to the unemployment place and you have to go find a job. We're going to help you find a job. The point was to get you off of unemployment. Clinton made that happen.
And off the streets too with the 3 strikes you're out.
Hey,
right.
That's
the motherfucker one that fucked up some shit.
Trump, one of the things that
Kamala was
she was what?
She was the DA in California.
Dirty.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, laughed about putting people in jail for weed and laughing about weed.
Man, you really got to go back in the day and do your research on a lot of these people, man. they so fair weather. They just flip flop.
It's politics.
Yeah, it's politics at
usual,
its
man.
best.
Well,
man.
so Biden's taking credit for NATO, yet NATO was Trump's baby. Trump went in and said, "You people need to start paying your own way
right.
because you're supposed to pay 2% of your GDP into NATO," and they
Mhm.
weren't doing it.
Mhm.
And Trump was the one that says, "I'm done. The United States can be done with this shit if y'all aren't going to pay your fair share."
Okay.
And now Biden's like, "Look, NATO's stronger than ever." Well, NATO's stronger than ever because of a policy that you didn't put in place, that he put in place. You know,
Well,
Trump's
he
the
just
one.
it was already a policy. He just enforced it, right?
Right. He was
Enforce-
basically
Yeah.
saying, I'm done with you
Yeah.
people. If the United States can be done with y'all if y'all can't pay your fair share. Morning, Michael.
Morning, Mike.
Another
My
part
man,
of that
Mike Poindexter.
is,
What's up,
you know,
Keisha?
everybody wanted to give Trump crap about the, you know, and this is an action about putting the tariffs on China. But guess what? Tariffs were by executive order. All any president has to do, the next president, is sign an executive order getting rid of it.
Right.
Guess what?
He did.
Biden hadn't gotten rid of it.
No. No.
You know, Trump left the Iran, you know, whatever the treaty that they had. All the things that he was asking for, Biden's still doing it. I mean, they're still trying to get into it, but they're still using Trump shit for making these deals. So it's funny that, you know, those are words, and yet your actions, you know, Biden's actions are showing us that, you know, his policies. Now, nobody's saying we need to reelect that jackwagon, but the point being is that his actions, his words spoke louder than his actions because he was a fucking loudmouth. But Biden's actions of not getting rid of them immediately are now showing you that, okay, wait a minute, this dude actually had some shit.
Well, he was able to get some stuff passed, you know, without executive order, right?
Who?
Trump. He was able to get some stuff passed with executive
Nope.
order. What?
Nope.
Oh, it was all executive order.
Almost everything
had
that
to.
Trump
Oh,
did
okay.
was
'Cause
by executive order.
Because he came in and it wasn't politics.
They
as
wasn't
usual.
giving a fuck.
You know what I'm
He
saying?
wasn't giving a damn about none of that.
But he
Which was
stood on that.
crazy because he had the Senate and Congress as Republican. Everybody
right,
thought they
that's
were
what
gonna,
I thought. That's
everybody
what I
thought they were
yeah,
going to redo the
yeah.
health care and never got done. Even Trump was sitting there going, "What the fuck is wrong with you people? Why aren't you getting me these bills so that we can get rid of some of this stupid shit while I'm president?" They didn't do, I think they got one thing done.
Well, you don't. Was there still a requirement that you have to carry insurance or you get fined or something? For that?
They keep well, it is, and I think that was done by executive order. That
To
and
get
by
rid
the
of
way,
it?
Biden,
But they
still
got rid
hasn't-
of it though.
Yeah,
got
fine.
rid of that fine that you have.
Yeah.
But they still send you the damn form for the taxes, you know, to show that you had you know,
Insurance.
health care.
I think
I
that's
thought that
just a
was
matter
cool.
of keeping track of it.
That's about as good as that's about as bad as you know, the law making you wear a seatbelt in the car. You know, you don't fucking want the insurance, just you know, you don't have it, but
Yeah.
don't you know,
So
but don't come in the hospital asking for nothing.
Mr. Mafia, give us an example of actions speak louder than words. You got anything that's been going on? You're like, motherfucker. I know one of them we can't talk about.
Why can't we?
Well, just
You're
general.
currently in the.
Well, you just got to, I think you can generalize
Yeah.
actions
Yeah.
speak louder than words.
I'm gonna text it to you, Mafia.
You're gonna text it to me. You know I don't use my phone during the show.
Well, you're gonna have to do it for this one.
Okay.
There
Just
you
for
go.
this one.
Yeah, but I mean, if you just look at the statement in itself, actions speak louder than words. Is that really true?
Well,
Doing good and not getting your due when it comes to that. Their actions speak louder than anything that they could say to you.
You talking about in this situation?
Yeah, what I just texted you.
Oh, okay.
I had it on Do Not Disturb. Okay. Oh man. You want to go there?
No, that's what I'm saying.
You wanna go there, yo?
Because it's like current. Like you're.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
real current. But man, through that, and I think about it, you know what I'm saying? And I have to find myself disciplining myself every day, bro, because
You want to slap the shit out of somebody for not giving you your due?
no, because we had a podcast that reminded me that if you don't like it, find a new one. You know what I'm saying?
Move forward. Yeah.
Yeah, moving forward, man. And until that, you know what I'm saying, the next
Yeah.
bird in my hand come, then I'm gonna play the part.
And then we'll discuss it.
and I'm gonna keep doing what I gotta
We're
do.
not talking about the 2-piece incident, are we?
No, we definitely not
okay,
talking about the
okay,
2-piece
okay,
incident.
okay.
We definitely not talking about the 2-piece
That's
incident.
funny. I'll still get
But
it.
man, actions speak louder than words. And bro, I have to exercise.
in every incident, I mean, in every incident, you think that holds true?
Yes,
Okay.
because I think about from the psychological aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? I tell my wife all the time, I don't your body is gonna tell me everything I need to know.
Yeah, body language.
And I pay attention to all that.
Yeah.
People's actions, and people are not mindful that the energy and the reactions that they give, the subconscious reactions and body movements and tensions and things
That's true.
says everything. And I have acquired the skill to understand and comprehend that.
Well,
You
that's
know
why
what I'm
they
saying?
say if you want to learn something about somebody, watch them when they don't think somebody watching them, and then that's how you learn who a motherfucker is.
Because like with that situation that we're talking about, right? Like I deal with people and they talk in certain kind of ways, and even though they're talking to me, I have to realize, bro, they're not talking to me. They talking to
Absolutely.
something that went on prior to me, whether it was this
Absolutely.
day or
Absolutely.
this week. They not talking to me, even though they're verbalizing to me. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
It be things like that that I have to stay in tune with, bro, because again, the instincts that I have, that what you say, 20-year-old mafio,
Because if you take them for face value, you're gonna react off of that because
that's it.
that person is talking to
That's
you,
it.
and if you're not not smart enough, but if you're not mature enough to know that, you feel like that person is talking directly to you. And I know that feeling because it happened to me when I was playing football, and one of my coaches was talking to me.
Yes.
He was hollering at me, but I know he wasn't talking to me. I said, because it didn't connect with me anywhere. I said, you just using me because you can't talk to this motherfucker like that. You know what I'm saying? And if I wasn't cognizant of that, you know what I'm saying, I think if I just took it off if I didn't have that skill, that people skill to pick that up, I'd have been pissed off at him.
Yeah.
Or if it had been somebody else that wasn't in a position, we probably would have been in what we call fisticuffs.
Yes, fisticuffs. Yes.
Well, one of my things, I think in my 20s, I did warn people. I mean, I will say, like, you go to the club, you're out, you're doing something. I was one of those people. I'm very good at seeing things coming and then removing myself, even back then.
Yes.
I'm not a big crowds person. I don't like to be stuffed all together.
No.
We go to a place in Dallas. I mean, it gets a little stuff, but then a bunch of old white people. No, I'm not things like that. But I don't drink around people I don't know. I refuse to do it, and it's mainly because I know having a few drinks is going to
make you happy.
Well, it's going to make me happy, but it also it
makes your actions speak louder than words.
I used to tell people, like in a situation that I didn't think I could get away. I'm just letting you know, my give a fuck's broken. If you really want to go down this road, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
it broke.
Yeah.
That shit broke back when I was 18 years old. Yes. So I'm just letting you know. Y'all need to understand.
How about give a fuck?
I ain't playing with you. Oh yeah, that was my warning. Hey man, keep fucking around. My give a fuck broke.
Yeah.
So, now go ahead.
No. I was just going because me and Vaughn was talking about a situation, and I didn't tell a lot of my friends about this, man, because I didn't like the situation, and so it was a situation where my instincts we talked about, they kicked in, and I did everything. Okay, let me start from the beginning. So there was a situation where I was hanging out with one of our friends. We had some drinks right after work. I was feeling good. I was drinking fast, and I had to like get rid of some liquids. Right.
Toss your cookies.
That's it. So I ran to the bathroom, and there was a line to go to the bathroom. So I walked up to the front, couldn't even talk. And so I get in there, I do my thing, and as I'm doing my thing, this guy is banging on the door. She goddamn, all this kind of stuff, right? And so I did my thing, cleaned myself up, opened the door, like, yo, man, I'm sorry, I couldn't even. I had to. And so he's still hollering and cussing, and at this point, I said, yo, if you want to know what happened, I will explain to you. But we're not finna sit here and you're gonna talk to me like I'm your fucking child, bro. And so at that point, he was still hollering. I put my hands up to slide by him. When I was sliding by him, he pushed me, right?
Oh, he mashing the gas.
He-
That situation,
Oh,
like he's
he pushed me. And at that point, instincts kicked in that I talked about. Now, when he pushed me, I was down looking out of my peripheral. Only thing I saw and needed to see was his foot
jawline.
set up.
Uh-huh.
His foot set up. Now I didn't know what he was finna do, and it wasn't my point to figure it out. When I seen that foot set up, I went into instinct mode. Bam, bam,
Uh-huh.
bam, bam, real quick.
You went in the feed the children mode.
Yeah, man, 2-piece with a bitch.
Fisticuffs.
But that's the thing. You're not talking about. So for me, I'm gonna forewarn you. But when you put your hands on me,
Man,
all bets
shit's
are
out
off.
the door. Yeah.
All
did.
bets are off
I
because
did.
you're the aggressor at that point.
Yeah.
And in the state of
Yeah.
Texas, if you put your hands on me, by Texas law, I can knock you the fuck out
And so with
because
that,
because you don't know what somebody's gonna do.
so with that being said, I did everything with my words, my body language to say, bro, I'm good. I bow out.
and he knew
I
that.
bow out.
And he knew that was it. He saw that as an opportunity for now. I can get aggressive against somebody
Because he
who's
put his
trying.
hands up.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Once I become, now I can tell you right now, if
It
I
looks
become
like you're
passive,
being passive. Yeah,
if I become passive and you push me,
yeah,
don't take my kindness for weakness, bitch.
yeah.
I'm
right.
hey, I knew I was wrong. In your situation, I'd throw my look, man. I know it was wrong to jump in front of you, but I had to toss my cookies. I apologize. If I have apologized and you put your hands on me, that is 10 times worse than if I don't know you and you push me.
All right.
If I don't know, I mean, I was at the House Blues one time. I was going to the bathroom, a dude pushed me. I could see that. I mean, he was swaying back and forth. He was so
Yeah,
drunk.
He was drunk.
And I just kind of ignored him. And I thought, we were at Guns N' Roses concert. I'll never forget. And with actually, met Fat Axel, the whole 9 yards. I go to the bathroom, I come back out, and he's just sitting there, and he gets more aggressive. I guess he thought because I didn't do anything before, I wasn't going to do anything afterwards.
She was a bitch.
So I sat there. I mean, we got into it right there. I mean, because he pushed me again, and that's 2 strikes. I didn't even give him 3 strikes, but I whacked him a few times. Matter of fact, somebody on that watches our show quite often is the one who got involved with the GM, and we're not going to discuss what happened in the
Was
elevator.
Sweet Child of Mine playing? Or what?
Yeah, they played all the class.
I'm
he's
saying,
trying.
I'm saying when y'all got in the fisticuffs.
No,
Fisticuffs.
no. But
Oh, you don't remember.
I'm going to, I had a situation. I was at a member party. This girl started talking to me, and there was a guy who had just become a member, and we were sitting out there, and he got mad at me because she stopped talking to him. And so he was a little dude. So he ended up trying to bow up. He bowed up to me, and I was like, man, what you gonna do? So then he got his friend involved. I remember his friend walking over there, and I go, I mean, you really think you're that much of a badass that you're just gonna walk up and somebody's gonna put their tail between their legs? So then he runs off and goes and gets one of the bouncers. The bouncer comes out and he goes, you need to throw him out. And he goes, Zach? He goes, I'll never forget. He goes, man, that's not going to happen. And so, he gets all frustrated because he's a member, but I was a member. And then his friend starts to get ballsy, and it was just funny. But I'm sitting here trying to avoid the situation because nobody's put their hands on anybody yet. And I'm at a place that I go to quite often. So I'm trying to, just like I know where that was at.
Yes.
The problem is with that happening there is you have a tie to one of the owners. So I know you left,
Oh,
which was the smart thing to do. Not because of the cops, because he pushed you, not because of anything. It's just because the tie, to the owner is
Yeah.
kind of like, shit, I cannot have this turn into something, because we get invited, we get free shit. There's stuff
on,
that
man.
happens.
Come on, man.
You got to
You
turn
was there.
around.
You was there too that day.
Well, he's talking about.
I wasn't there.
He's
No,
talking
because
about.
he said,
We're
Zach, what
talking
would
about your
He's talking about
situation.
my situation.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
thinking you still talking about the guy. At the
No, I'm
Johnson
talking about
House.
his. So
Okay.
my deal at the House of Blues, because
But it's the same
I
thing,
knew,
though.
yeah, it's the
Like-
same thing. I mean, I
Yeah.
knew all those people. It was a constant place. I knew the GM. I knew all the bartenders. I knew all the bouncers.
Right.
I mean, I knew everybody. It's like I really don't want to start something, which is the same thing. Which he did the smart
Right,
thing. He
absolutely.
just left. He was
Yeah.
like, because of the tie to the owner and how you're tied to the owner. And
Right.
it becomes a
Yes.
whole nother
Yes.
situation.
Right.
Because of who they are, it becomes a whole nother
Right.
situation.
Right.
And
I
it was a
got
big web, and I was, and I
But you realize that is an action by leaving that spoke louder than if you would have gone to them and said, "Hey, man, I'm really sorry this happened in the bathroom." That doesn't mean anything when the
Yeah.
cops show up, and now it's a whole fucking
yeah,
escapade.
exactly.
So the action of leaving spoke louder than
Yeah.
anything
Yeah.
else that you could have
Yeah.
done. So see, actions speak louder than words.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a very rare instance that words are louder than actions. I mean, yes, it's the exception to the rule. But the things that we do to do the right thing, like leaving, like trying to resolve this with these two guys, and then of course both of them tried to become friends with me, and I'm like, I don't want to have
It's too
anything to
late.
do with you.
It's too
I
late.
mean, you're
You not
you're
even
a
show me who
dipshit.
you are.
Yeah.
So there was an old
Dipshit.
saying. There was an old saying, and happy birthday, Miss Wallace, and everybody that knows Miss Wallace. That she was like our high school mom. She was a teacher. Today is her birthday. Happy birthday, honey. I love you. But she used to tell us all the time, people will believe 100% of what you do and 0% of what you say.
Oh yeah.
And that stuck with me, man, all the time. So I consciously registered that into my personality,
Right.
and it became more and more often as I got older and matured. Like, I realized people don't want to hear you talk, but they'll believe what you say. And so
Absolutely.
I accepted this mantra. I can show you way better than I tell you,
Goddamn right.
because you ain't trying to listen to me anyway.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I just present myself and, go about it in the most positive, most healthiest way as possible.
Mhm.
The situation you text me, bro, I'm not gonna give no one any type of inclination that there's war.
Right.
Look, if this how y'all want to run this shit, let's run it like this. Just know, when I give you that 1-2 week or that effective immediately, you know what it is, yo.
Not to feed the children.
Oh man. And again, I'm so non-confrontational, man. It's ridiculous. And that goes back to, my earlier life when I had these run-ins with confrontation, and I
Yeah.
realized I was the common denominator,
Yeah.
and I had the power to control nothing but myself.
Right.
And so I do everything in my power to control myself, man, because this world is out of control. And if you buy into a lot of these energies that's thrown in the ether, bro, I probably wouldn't be y'all friend right now.
Right.
Yeah, and
So for real.
it's a lot about, I mean, for me, it's about situation. I can walk into a situation and know, this isn't a good situation for me to drink.
Definitely.
This isn't a good situation for me to even be part of.
Definitely.
I've got invited to things that, I know what they're going to look like when you get in there.
Mhm.
My first question is, how is it sectioned? Are we over here? Are we over here? Because if I'm just up in this crowd, my answer is going to be no.
Okay.
I cannot get involved. I know my limits.
Yes.
I know I
Yes.
don't have patience. We go the place that we smoked before. You'll notice when a lot of times when I go in those places, the one in Cedar Hill, we were in that back part, and I was sitting in that corner because I could see people coming and going.
Mhm.
But I also saw the situation, I knew that being out front. Now, when you and I were there, we were sitting there, but there were on a whole bunch of people.
Yeah.
And I can see, all right, if a ton of people start getting here, I'm going to have to leave.
Right.
And I'm going to have to leave because it's accidental. It's defensive accidents. So it's like somebody's drunk and they run into you, and it's like you're both like, yeah, I'm sorry. And then somebody just has to say a fucking snide comment. You shouldn't have been standing there. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have been standing in the spot. I've been standing in for 20 fucking minutes. Is that what you're saying? That's completely out of your fucking way. I shouldn't be standing there. And you come by. It's you've been there. Somebody's like, I'm sorry.
Nah, I ain't
Man, you
never
shouldn't
had
be
that.
standing there.
I ain't never had it happen with me, but I've seen it happen, and it happens a lot, man. When somebody feel you have to know if somebody opened their mouth, there's a certain percentage of them that feels like I can take this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? That's
I'm
why,
with you.
yeah. So we can go back to the Will Smith incident. He knew he had a certain percentage. He was like, yeah, I'm gonna win this motherfucker. If it gets to the point where we get in the fisticuffs, I know I got a greater percentage of win percentage. So if somebody walks up to you, if somebody says that to you in the restroom or makes a comment to you, a part of them feel like you a bitch. And you know that as a man, it's like, motherfucker, look. You gonna learn today. You gonna learn today.
But see, being white gives a lot of people thinking that, okay, well, he's just gonna talk. Well, first of all, I'm not a talker. I'm gonna say my one little piece.
Well, that happens in both white crowds and black crowds, right?
Yeah, but I'm talking between a black crowd to me.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
Because they don't know me and they're thinking,
right,
oh, well, most white people are just
they
back
think
down.
he's off. Yeah, most of them think he's off, Zach. Yeah.
My new, I used to say my give a fuck bro. Well, it's still broken, but now it's more of, hey man, I'm not your guy. I promise you.
Not your guy.
It's not. I'm not
the white guy that you think
yeah,
I am.
I'm not. I'm not gonna sit there because anybody who's just sitting there talking at me, I'm like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna do nothing. You talking too much.
Yeah.
I'm my only deal is, hey man, I'm not your guy. I promise you, I'm not your guy.
You would say that to him?
I've said it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I've said it many of them. I said it in Inwood. That dude who was sitting there going, man, what the fuck? Because he thought we should all be. They had that girls' bathroom right there to the left, and he thought everybody should be splitting up. I was, man, I'm not gonna do it. And he got pissed. He was like 2 or 3 behind me, and he just started talking shit. And I whipped around and I said, hey man,
I know you ain't talking to me.
I'm not your guy. I promise you.
He says, why waste
I'm not
oxygen?
Why waste
Yeah.
oxygen?
I'm gonna need that for when I start.
Yeah.
You
And
know
it's
how much
all-
oxygen
Hey,
you
Mike.
waste when you start swinging.
And it's all situational, man.
It is.
It's all situational. It's about timing, because some of that shit that you might say one day, you might get a pass today, but yesterday's price ain't fucking today's price.
Yeah.
Today, I'm not dealing with your shit today. So you catch me at the right time and you talking about my wife. I don't give a fuck if you talking about my dog and I don't like that shit today. You gonna get that motherfucker feel the fucking wrath today. It might have not been yesterday. I was Christian yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm not Christian
He's
today.
like, yes.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm
I
just
had
not.
Jesus
I
yesterday.
had Jesus yesterday.
Jesus has left the
Everybody.
building.
Everybody got a little Gemini in them, and I'm a Gemini. Don't fuck with me on some days, and some days I'm not okay. So, don't do that shit. It's just some shit that you just don't do. I'm gonna pop a fucking resistor and I'm gonna be gone, just like that, man. And I think I've learned how to, my disposition. I know how to, like you say, you know what you can handle.
Yeah.
It's called knowing your
Knowing yourself.
knowing yourself, and also knowing, like, if you was a coach of the team, know your personnel.
Yes.
You know what you don't do good in. I know I don't do good in tight crowds. I don't particularly like going a lot of places where a lot of white people are, because they ask too many fucking questions. You know what I'm saying? It's like for real, man. They like nosy as a motherfucker, man. It's like, God damn. Does
Can I
what?
touch your hair?
Yeah. They're like,
What was that?
does what I do
Dear
matter?
white people.
Yeah, does what I do matter that fucking much? Like, get out my fucking face. I don't like people just bum rushing me like that. You know what I'm saying? I was like, Get your nose ass away from me. Just people in general.
But you know, I've done that for other big fella.
Yeah.
Where we have been someplace
Yeah.
and somebody, and you know, it's funny because I'll be standing on the left side, and then I'll look over, and you just see that dumb motherfucker coming.
Yeah, here
And
they
so
come.
I tap him, you know, I'm like this, and he moves over, and then you know, then the guy tries to go around me. I kind of back. I'm like, not today, man, just not today, because I
Yeah,
can
this
tell
ain't
when
today.
he's where he's okay,
Yeah.
and where he, you know, just don't want people fucking with him.
He more so on
The
the
mafia sitting over here
he
nodding.
know.
Like,
And he know.
I'm always conscious of this.
Yeah.
Anytime.
And
we're
that's
out,
the
anywhere
kind of
we
friends.
are,
And you have to know what kind
Anywhere
of
we
friends
are.
you have with you.
no
You
question.
know what I'm saying?
No
If you're
question.
going somewhere and you feel like fight, you take your fighting friends with you. Don't take me with you because I'm gonna try to talk you out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm always gonna be for the talk down. It's like, nah,
Look.
but that's knowing your personnel and knowing who with
Exactly.
you.
But that actually
Exactly.
went in reverse. So we were at, there used to be a place in Deep Ellum. It was like a candy store in the front. You walked in, there was a bar in the back.
Word.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
a pretty
Mike.
cool little place. You had to know a password. You know, they
Okay.
made it that kind of place.
Okay.
Yeah, Mike.
So we were up in there one time, and he was standing up against the bar, and I'm trying to get to the bar, and some dude kind of comes through and cuts off, and he sticks his hand out and literally connects with the top of this guy's head, and he just
Who
holds him
did
back.
that? The big fella
Yeah.
did it.
And he looks at me, he goes, and so I cut in. This dude's like literally like a cartoon trying to get past him, and I get up to the bar, and you know, it's a black guy, and he just looks at him like, "No, man," and the guy goes, "Okay." So it does work in reverse.
Yeah.
I
But
am.
it's
I,
all
I am
situational, man.
100% always resolution first. Like how can we resolve
As long as you don't
this?
put your hands on me, we can resolve almost anything.
Always.
That's
Absolutely.
and sometimes the resolution may be just me exiting the situation.
Yeah.
and that's what it was for me in that one particular. I like that
Yeah,
was the
exiting
fire.
the situation.
And I
like,
need
yeah.
my friends around me to think like that. I need for all of us to be resolution first. But like he said, if your hands go on somebody, that's different. Now we in a whole nother room. Now it's like, you know, talking somebody down at that point is very hard. But you don't normally get people touching other people if me and a big fella around. It just don't happen like that. You're not gonna touch the people that's with us. We don't run into those. Well, I don't.
Think
I don't.
about the situations we've had though, like people just under the influence or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just infiltrate our little circle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's very disrespectful.
Yeah.
And I understand. And
Yeah.
so like Zach say, I'll try to step in.
I
or
get it, man.
Something like that, man. Because it's all about having.
If
a good
somebody
time.
slaps me, don't get in the way.
Transitional space.
If someone's-
Absolutely.
Yeah. If someone's I don't even wanna
Transitional
think about
space.
that.
The same space you need after you shoot a jump shot in basketball. I need some landing space.
Some landing space.
Give me some landing space.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll my fucking ankle. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Some people don't have that. What do you call that? Some people just don't. They don't have the wherewithal for that. You know. It's
But
like, what
once
the
you
fuck are
get to
doing?
a certain age, I think it's an automatic.
I don't know about age, man. It's experience.
Maybe I
man.
guess it's history.
Yeah, I
guess
think it's
history.
experience and the type of people you're around. You know,
Yeah.
if you know you're not around, if you haven't been around people who got short fuses and guys that got, all my friends got a little edge on it. Every last one of them. Ain't no question in my mind. If shit got out of hand and we got into fisticuffs, I know each and every guy with me can hold their fucking own.
Yeah.
I promise you, because I done seen it, and I put my team against anybody.
Right.
I promise you. But you know.
Let's not get
err.
there.
Let's not get there, and we err to the side of conflict resolution first.
Yes.
But don't think by any means that we got some bitches around here.
Yeah.
Just don't do that.
Hell, I punked those freaking dudes out of Fat Rabbit. There were like 6 or 7 of them trying to
Fat
talk shit to me.
Right? They didn't want none of that smoke. They was talking too much.
Hey, you remember what I told you on the phone the other day?
Which go ahead.
Like these type of situations made me stop carrying my gun around.
Absolutely.
Even though I'm licensed and everything, I had to literally, because we said a lot of people that would carry a gun already has the mentality, has their mind made
you
up
already
that
ready for conflict.
I'm ready to
Yeah.
use this.
Prepared.
And
You
so
prepared for conflict.
mine
Yeah.
was like, okay, just in case. But we had so many altercation incidents where somebody under the influence go beyond the transitional space, and it's like, wait a minute, bro. Nah.
Yeah, you do.
But remember that too. In the state of Texas, if you're drunk and in possession of a gun, you just broke the law.
Absolutely.
You're not allowed to have a weapon, even with, I mean, one drink in the state of Texas, and you're at the limit anyway.
What happened to that guy that was in Deep Ellum? That he had a gun. He was fucking with that. I think he may have pistol whipped that girl or something. I don't remember. Yeah, he was drunk. And
Yeah,
we've been having a lot of
it's a felony.
we've been having a lot of conversations that's connected to that. You know, people just don't know how to handle themselves, man.
Yeah.
You know, we get super tough when we get a pistol.
And if you notice, years ago, I changed my drinking habits around the crew.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by that is, you know, y'all would buy me a drink and let's drink. And y'all know now, don't buy Mafio nothing unless he says, yeah, I'll take one. Because if not, it's gonna sit there.
But even seeing going out with a little girl, I don't drink because I don't know. I don't think y'all realize how big of a deal that is. Even if we go out, I'm not going to drink because I don't know. Even if it's at a restaurant, I don't know these people. I don't know this.
So are you
circle.
saying she's your Delilah Sampson?
No?
Hey man, I'm just asking.
He's
No.
proactively taking responsibility.
Ain't it somehow?
No, I'm
somehow some people
proactively-
calm us down, man.
Well,
That's all it
we
is.
went out last night and there was some guy standing in the door. Who the fuck stands in the door? In the fucking doorway. So she was still inside. She was coming out. So I walked up to the dude. I tapped him on the shoulder. He wants to whip around. She ended up knowing him. I was about to say, hey man, why the fuck you standing in the door? It don't make no motherfucking sense. Now, if I'd have had a few drinks,
It would have been on.
it would have been
It'd have been
completely
said-
different because
it'd
I
been
don't know those people.
Right.
I don't know, you know not to stand in the fucking middle of a doorway, right? Sitting there having a conversation for 5 minutes while I'm waiting for her. He's still standing in the fucking doorway. People having to fucking walk by him. What the fuck kind of sense does that make? Move your bitch ass over. Sit your motherfucking ass down.
And this is exactly why I'm always on point, paying attention to detail, and conflict resolution first.
Man.
Like this.
But again, I don't know these people.
I get
So I know that if I was out and about, first of all, I don't think if we're in any place that I've been with Chaz, somebody's gonna be standing in the middle of the fucking door. Number two, I can, one of the easiest ways to move around the spot where a whole bunch of people's at is, kind of tap them on the arm. Yeah, excuse me.
Excuse me, brother.
Yeah. But I don't know why white people think that is such a bad thing to tap somebody on the side, like, what the fuck you doing? Motherfucker, you stand in the middle of the fucking doorway. That's why I tapped you. I
Is that-
could have just fucking
is that
ran into
true?
your bitch ass.
Is that true?
Oh, yeah. They want to get all butt hurt.
Oh man.
Motherfucking
'Cause you
bump
tapping.
your ass over.
Really?
The fuck is your problem standing
Yeah.
in the door? This is why we can't be on Twitch. Bitch ass motherfuckers, and I can't say what the fuck I want to say.
Right. Right.
Dumbass is standing in the middle of a door.
Yeah.
You know, even if I'm cursing at somebody in that situation, my pitch and my tone is gonna be so warm and inviting.
Oh,
Saying,
mine's not.
excuse me, brother. Yeah, it's like
yeah.
No, I
It's the
did it
island
first.
talk.
No, I did
Yeah.
it first. But when I got that fucking look like, what? What? You stand in the middle of the door, man. That would have been, if she hadn't have known him, that would have been, when he gave me that look, it'd have been like, you're standing in the middle of the door. How is somebody supposed to come through the door when you're sitting there blocking it?
So y'all were out on a little outing or whatever.
We went to Lowe's and bought the wood for the shiplap in the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
That's going in today in the mirror
Oh
and the trim. That
So you-
bathroom will be done by next Tuesday.
man, yeah, man.
again, just remember this, co-hosts, listeners, we have a superpower, man. And this superpower is the ability to control ourselves. If we can control ourselves,
Well,
man, I promise you, bro, you can find peace in life. I live it every day to the best of my ability by controlling myself, controlling my mind and my thoughts. Any situation, environment we go in, man, we have the ability to control these kind of things
absolutely.
from within. Like I control myself from within, so everything out here goes according to how I want it to be for the most part. And
Yeah.
when I realize it's hit that point, again, that's when the critical decision has to be made. And man, I might have to remove myself.
But that's the deal.
Physically,
that
virtually?
is what I know
What's up, John?
that I have to do is I know that
Yeah.
there are situations. So
Yeah.
that is the lesson that I learned you know, in my 30s was I can continue down the same path with the same results, or I can, you know, choose not to do certain things and remove myself from those situations.
Yeah, just
So.
reposition, man. It's all
All
common
right,
sense.
guys.
Yeah, it
Is that it
man.
already?
That's it.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
that
man,
time
man.
We
went
done
by
hit it.
fast. I had fun today.
Yes, sir.
Glad to be back in the saddle, you know.
All right.
Y'all
Heading to
need,
Mississippi.
yeah, y'all needed this. Y'all needed a little bit of this mayonnaise to ease up some of that tension from the last time.
That wasn't tension. That was love.
That was all
That was
love.
all
It was
love,
all
baby.
love. Y'all needed my perspective though. Y'all
Yeah.
needed somebody that was a little bit, you know, at another perch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there you go.
All right, guys.
All right. So with that being said, thank you everyone for joining us for another episode of the People's Brother Podcast. Please continue to follow us on Facebook, Twitter,
YouTube.
YouTube. Again, the topics. Again, we for y'all. So feel free to share your topics that you would like us to discuss, any questions you'd like us to address, anything of that nature. With that being said, from my guys.
All right.
Peace and love.